This is the first time that I'm doing an interview with Christina Aguilera, but last time you came like 2 years ago, and there was a mess between your bodyguards from the recording company, audience, and they were, during the 3 days that were here,
it was a big fiasco.
Do you want to say something about it? Did you have a reflection about what had happened in Mexico 2 years ago?
Well, it was in the past, and we hate to dig up things in the past, but yeah, when I came to the airport, it was, I just came from a press conference just now, and it was as if the entire press conference had showed up without notice or warning at the airport, and it was a real dangerous situation just because, you know, nobody was really prepared for the craziness that was out there. As soon as I got off the plane, it's like people were being trampled, and it was a real, it was a mess, you know, and of course I get blamed for it no matter what. But really, it was, you know, I had a lot. If we would have stopped, more people would have gotten endangered, and people were being so pushy, and it was just a horrible situation. And of course, that got a lot of press, and you know, I got criticized for not even. I think it was because I didn't press the green button to go through in the country. Yes. But it was approved. I was okay to come into the country. I just had to do it in a separate room because it was a hazard to people's, you know, lives at the moment. It was a hazardous situation. It was dangerous for people to be out there, and so I had to do my thing in a separate room. But it was just a big deal made over something that, you know, shouldn't have been that big of a deal, and if I could have prevented it in any way, I would have, and this time around, everything seemed pretty cool.
No, let me tell you, yes.
I didn't come with any drama this time.
No.
Nothing happened, but yeah, I felt awful. Last time there was a lot of things going on, and it was really difficult.
And you know, what is nice from you, that the vibration that I'm feeling, is that during the press conference, and now you are very clear, and mostly the pop singers, you are not anymore a pop artist.
Well,
they are always like saying nothing when they are answering questions. Yes, of course. You ask them about whatever. For example, do you have a love life? I love blue, I love red. You know, they change the subject. And your attitude is completely different, Christina. That's very nice, let me tell you.
Well, thank you. I hope that I come across smart, which I think I'm smart.
No.
Smart young lady. No, yeah, and I do have things to say, you know, and I think that a lot of people expect maybe, you know, someone that is female, that is young, blonde maybe, who appears to be, you know, sexual at times, you know, to have no brain or to have nothing to say. And that's such a misconception and a stereotype in a lot of cases, because I definitely do. And if you listen to the record, I mean, I have a lot to say on it, and good points to, and issues to speak about.
And every human being has the right to do an evolution. And this is the proof of an evolution. For example, do you have is it possible to have a relationship right now, a love relationship right now, or not?
It's difficult. I mean,
how do you handle it?
In this business, I just, well, my main focus is on my work, of course. I really try to
but it's a nice dressing to have, you know?
Of course, it's helped. It's a good.
Helps.
It keeps you stable. It keeps you.
Yes, and it's nice to arrive to your hotel. Hello, no?
And have company, yes, and have that somebody there. But I'm dating. I'm dating right now. Yeah. At the beginning of this record, I actually had a kind of a heartbreaking a breakup with my first love. So that was kind of a setback to why the album kind of took a little bit longer as well. It was a personal situation, but no, glad it came out when it does. But I try focusing on my career, but definitely dating and seeing what that whole thing is about. I mean, I'm young. I have time.
Yes.
We have time.
You have plenty of time. Let me tell you. You know, this record is going to be very important in your life, because it's a new step.
Thank
you.
To
another direction.
Yes.
Christina, 2 months ago I saw the MTV Video Music Awards or whatever, and you gave an award to Eminem, and he was not very polite with you. He just took the... What do you think about it?
Well, that particular situation, of course, artists that are kind of like that and like to be controversial in a lot of cases. I think like to play up to the camera and do certain things for controversy, you know, and controversial purposes, and to get their names in the paper and
yes, of
a
course.
certain image across.
Yes.
But when we went backstage, him and I actually got to have a word with each other. I stopped him, and because I hadn't actually spoken to him since he had done that whole rap about me and whatnot. And I had something to say about that, you know, and I confronted him and I said, look, you know, I just want you to know that the whole reason that you know, had to diss me on your record is because you thought that I had dissed you on MTV, that I had blasted you out or whatever, or said something negative about you, and you totally took that the wrong way because I didn't. So it was really unnecessary that you did that and blah, 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 blah. And he was like, look, I have no beef with you. That's in the past. Everything's cool. So it's funny that, you know, things like that happen on camera, but really backstage, it even ended up in a hug. So, you know, whenever that whole thing happened, it was like, okay, but it's water under the bridge, and it's all entertainment.
So Eminem is not that tough.
Well, I didn't say, well, you know.
And you are a lady. First of all, you are a lady.
Well, thank you, thank you. Well, yeah, I mean, but if someone's talking about you, you know, I think it's important that you confront them on the situation.
How do you take the critics? When you open a newspaper or magazine and there's something horrible about you, how do you take it? Or the good things, how do you take it?
Well, most of the time, you know, if it's a story, for instance, it's blown out of proportion,
yes.
You know, and there's, even if it is true, there's something in it that's, you know, sensationalized and blown out of proportion and untrue and false, and, you know, those things you just have to let roll off your back. You cannot let it get to you, because it'll eat you alive.
Don't you
it
get
has to be. Or else you'll go insane, yeah. I mean, sometimes, yeah, it can be pretty crazy. And then there's, you know, stories about you being romantically linked to someone that you're totally not. Yes. And those are the things that are funny, that you have to laugh at. And, but as far as criticism, you know, whether it be fashion or whatever, I mean, it's like, you look at it, it's like, okay, who's saying this in the first place? Okay, how are you dressing?
Where
you know
is
what
it
I mean?
written, no?
I'm sorry?
Where is it, you know, whatever cheap newspaper, you know, whatever, National Enquirer or something like that. Huh?
But, well, I mean, those are the things that you really don't pay attention to, because
yes,
those are really nonsense. But don't believe everything you read. That's definitely first and foremost, just because it's a lot of hype.
And wait for my next interview, so I'm going to ask her everything, you know, no? Because she does answer.
I answer.
Yes, of course. That's very nice.
Well, thank you.
And last question: the guy that you are dating, is he involved in the music business? Is he a famous guy, or he's a normal average guy?
I've been dating someone, and he's involved in the music business, but more behind the scenes.
It's better. That's better.
Can be better.
Yes.
Yeah. I usually tend to fall for guys that are more out of the spotlight,
yes.
More street kind of guys. I don't know why. Sometimes they appear more real to me, I think, maybe.
That's absolutely right. Christina, congratulations, and thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Gracias. Esto fue la entrevista con Christina Aguilera. Hasta luego.